guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shaka and I welcome you to my channel. I welcome you to all my videos. I hope that you guys enjoy them. I hope that you guys find them fun and entertaining, but also I hope that you learn from it that we can be a better version, the best version of our INFJ self as much as possible, right? And that we don't need to hate ourselves is basically my message all the time. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs in general, I don't know if it's an INFJ thing, or I think it is because I end up getting all these random gifts from people all the time. All the time. Random gifts, random compliments. Random people will come up to me and say, you know, I really like your energy. There's something about you. I just wanted to say it to you. I just wanted to say hello and I just wanted to introduce myself and hopefully have a coffee with you or a tea. You know, I mean, again, these videos that I'm doing, especially this one, is not to brag, but I actually have a message. So not bragging here when I say INFJs get all this stuff and they get all these compliments. It's just the way it is. It's just what happens. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could. I actually really get confused by it. I'll be standing there and this random stranger will come up to me and say all these things and I think to myself, what am I supposed to do here? I don't know. I'm so socially awkward, you know. So I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, can I buy you coffee? I'm like, oh God, hanging out with a stranger? But then I'm like, okay, cool, let's just do it, you can do this, and I psych myself up, and I go out, and actually it turns out not that bad. But I wonder, as time goes on, why does this happen, right? I have no idea. Now, I don't have the answers for that. I know you guys have actually watched a previous video of mine where I've said that we get free stuff all the time, and it's scary, actually really scary. And you had ideas like, you know, there's an energy that we have and people are attracted to it and all that stuff. And for some reason, people want to take care of us. I don't know why this happens to me all the time. In India, when I was roaming around by myself, it's very rare for an Indian girl, a foreign Indian girl kind of, to roam around by herself. And so people would always be taking care of me. You know, I'll just be sitting in a train station and a random family will come up to me and say, are you traveling by yourself? And I'll be like, yeah. They'll be like, okay, you know what, we'll stay with you, we'll take care of you, we'll protect you. There's a lot of random guys around, we don't want anything to happen to you. I never asked for it. I never even said out loud. I didn't look around. I was just doing my own thing, reading my book, and they just randomly would come up to me. And it happened several times where I was just sitting there at a bus station or a train station, and a family or a group of people would come up to me, and they'd be like, are you by yourself? Let me protect you. And I was thinking to myself, do I look like I need protection? Do I look weak? I don't know. But I'd always take it. I'd be like, oh, thank you so much. And I'd sit with them and I'd share stories from my world and I'd ask them stories from their world. And, you know, we'd form a little bit of a bond. They'd protect me the whole time. You know, they'd watch over me while I slept in the train. And I'd wake up, I'd see them watching me, making sure everything was fine. They'd ask me if I wanted to share their food with them. You know, and I think to myself, I'm so grateful. Thank you for everything. I don't know why you guys are doing this, but thank you. And I'd try to give something to them, but they would never accept it, of course. And this happens to me all the time. Even right now, I'm living in Thailand. Thai people are, in general, I find people in the world are really generous. No matter where I've gone in the world, no matter which country I've visited, I've always gotten free stuff from people. Strange people, strangers who have come to me and said, you know, here, have this. And I think to myself, is this normal? Do people do this? I believe it's because people in general are good. And that's why I trust the world and I have hope for this world. I believe that people are generally good, they have good intentions, they want to help the world, they want to do good. And for some reason, we're the recipient of a lot of this goodness, and I'm really grateful for that, right? I'm grateful that we receive all this stuff. Even right now, like a lot of the stuff that I have in my bungalow is actually given to me for free by the residents here, by the locals. And they'll just come up to me and they'll be like, you know, I have this, do you want it? And I'll be like, oh, I don't know if I actually really need it. They're like, just take it. And a lot of times it's food. I'll just be sitting there and having my food. They'll be like, here, have this food. It's really good. It's really, really delicious. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I'll try it and I'll make yummy noises because it's always usually extremely yummy. And you know, they'll be thankful. And if I ever try to give anything to them, they don't accept it. They don't want to take it. They're like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this one-sidedness? And I feel really, usually in the beginning when this first started happening to me, when I was open to it, it would be really uncomfortable for me because I'm like, but you're giving me so much. You're giving me your food. And you're not allowing me to give anything back to you. It's so unfair. And for us, as you know, we always want to balance things out. And I feel really uncomfortable. And a lot of times it was people that had nothing, guys. I mean, I'd be in India roaming around and I'd be passing by this slum or this rickety not concrete, like this house made out of nothing, you know, like, and they had nothing. They had one pair of clothing, and they'd be like, oh, come in, you're having food. And I just go in and I think to myself, oh my God, you barely have enough food for yourself. And they'd give me the only chair in the house, if there was a chair, or I'd sit on the ground with them and I'd eat. And I think to myself, I am taking food away from these people who have nothing. Like, I just would feel terrible. And I'd look around and they'd show me everything. They'd show me photo albums, or, you know, and all they wanted was just for me to be there with them. And, you know, I would be there with them as much as possible. And then when I'd say goodbye, I'd try to give them something. They would never accept. They just wanted to give. And I'd walk away and I think to myself, what is this? I'm so lucky, right? But in the beginning, the only reason I mentioned this is because in the beginning I'd always feel terrible. I'd feel like it's unfair. I'd be like, oh my God, this is not fair. I should be giving more away. Like, I would feel guilty about it. I'd feel shame I'm taking from these people who have nothing, right? How dare I? Like, what's wrong with me? But the whole point of this giving, receiving business that human beings do is because it feels really good to give. Also, these people just want to be around our energy, perhaps, or a lot of times they wanted a foreigner in their house. It was really cool for them to have this foreign chick coming in and hanging out, give them kind of a panache. They gave them cachet, gave them, like, it made them cool. You know, they'd kind of parade me around the town and be like, look, she's my friend. And I'll think to myself, yeah, this is nice. But it just gave them, they did get some benefit out of it. But that's the basic essence of it. And I want you guys to understand, when you receive things, when you receive compliments, if we don't accept it with grace and with a good attitude and with a smile, then not only are we, first of all, insulting the person who gives it to us. You know, they are giving us something and they really want to get the pleasure out of it. Actually, by receiving properly, we're giving them that pleasure of that giving is. You know, when you give something, you get an endorphin rush out of it. You get a high out of it, really. And so it's selfish of us not to give them that pleasure, right? We are giving them pleasure by letting them give to us, by letting them give compliments or stuff or whatever it is. Whenever I receive now, I try to do it with extreme grace and extreme acceptance. I always smile and I'm like, thank you so much. I never refuse anymore. Because I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I'd always be like, no, I don't want to. And now I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I'll take a little bit. Even if they're offering me the whole bowl, I'm like, no, I want to try a little bit. I try a little bit, you know, I'm like, oh my God, this is really good, yummy, roy mak, which means delicious, and things like that, right? So I'll always like accept, and I'll accept with grace and just extreme pleasure, because that extreme pleasure of acceptance gives them pleasure as well. And I can see their eyes light up and I can see them being so happy because they gave me, and I'm just thinking to myself, that's it? That's all it took to make you so happy, right? But the truth is, for us as well, when we give as INFJs, we get so much pleasure out of it. And that's why we always want to give more than receiving, right? But it has to be a two-way street. You can't just be always giving, and you can't always just be receiving, right? So we do give a lot. Just by being there a lot of times, by giving our energy out or listening to them, a lot of times, you know, Thai people will come up to me and start sharing their story in proper Thai, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't speak your language, but it doesn't matter. I'll just sit and I'll nod and I'll smile, and they'll keep on talking. You know, whatever they're sharing with me, I have no idea if it's a sad story or a happy story. If they laugh, I'll laugh at them. If they make a sad face, I'll make a sad face with them. You know, I don't really know, but they're just sharing. And as long as I can be there for them, fully present, and I can be, you know, with them, whatever they're trying to give to me, that is all we need to do. And that's really important that we start doing that as an INFJ. That word sounds really odd. Because it's really important that, because this will happen to us a lot. And as you get older and older, it'll happen to you more and more. When I was younger, it happened to me maybe rarely. But now, every single day happens to me where I get random stuff from people. Thai people are very generous, of course. Indian people are very generous, obviously. Canadians are very generous. So maybe it's just the countries I'm visiting. Because perhaps maybe the country you are in is not like that. But I've noticed that, you know, every country I visit is like that. So I have a feeling that people, human beings in general, they like to give. They're generous people. We like to give. I also, whenever I have something, I always give it to people. Why should I keep it for myself when I can give it to someone else and they can enjoy it? Like if there's a piece of clothing that I think, you know what, I've worn it enough, I don't have any attachment to it, I'm going to give it away. And I always give away things I'm not using. Because there's no point in just sitting around here. What's the point? How is it helping anyone, right? I'd rather it be used, right? So I'm always giving, and the pleasure that I get out of it, I understand how these people get so much pleasure out of giving us stuff as well. And so I implore you guys, as an INFJ, if you guys do receive a lot of stuff, be it compliments, be it energy, be it stuff, be it whatever it might be, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you're receiving, try to do it with as much grace and pleasure and acceptance as you can. Don't feel guilty about it, because you're actually giving them pleasure by accepting properly. Like you really are. And that's why they're giving it, because as soon as they give it, you'll see their face light up. You'll see that they're really happy about it. And if you do it in a mean way, you're like, oh no, I don't want it, blah, 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 you're actually taking away from them. You're actually being mean to them, where they're trying to be generous, they're trying to give you something, and you're saying no. It's like when someone gets complimented, oh, you're so beautiful today. And they say, oh, no, I'm so ugly. They have this thing in Thai where they can't take compliments properly. And I always think to myself, oh, but you just ruined my moment. I wanted to give you a compliment and you didn't take it. But then I think to myself, I do that a lot as well. And I've stopped doing that now. When someone compliments me, I always say, with as much grace as possible, as much as I can manage, I always say, thank you. Thank you. That's it. I mean, thank you for complimenting me. Even if in my head I'm thinking to myself, really? I don't know about that. I'm still outwardly making sure that I receive it with pleasure. And as soon as I do that, I think to myself, thank you, universe, for sending me this compliment. Thank you, universe, for making me feel beautiful. Thank you for making me feel loved and accepted. Thank you for being so generous with me, right? Because it is the universe being generous with you. It is whenever a human being is doing it for you. It's the universe telling you, I'm here, and I love you, kind of thing, right? So I really wanted to give you this kind of feedback, because I've kind of gotten messages from a lot of you saying, you hate it, you get scared by it, you don't understand it. No need to understand it, no need to analyze it, no need to overanalyze it as an INFJ does. Just accept it, take it, use it, and be grateful for the fact that you live in a world where people are generous to you, that people are kind to you, that people want to love you and take care of you, right? We're so lucky, right? So I hope this makes sense to you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for being on my channel. I really appreciate all of the support that you guys have been sending my way. Any questions at all, message me anytime. And shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.